Hello, dear students. You are welcome back to STR Shivarajan's teaching room. In the last episode, we have been discussing about the female reproductive system. Now we have to discuss the external genitalia. What is external genitalia? External genitalia is that portion which is visible externally connected to the female reproductive system. The portion or the parts which are externally visible, it is the external genitalia. And the external genitalia, so this portion is the external genitalia. And the external genitalia has 5 parts in it. Number 1, mons pubis, 2, labia majora, 3, labia minora, then 4, hymen, and 5, clitoris. So the external genitalia has got the following parts. What are they? Mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. Mons pubis is the cushion-like portion. Mons pubis is a cushion-like portion. So this portion is the mons pubis. It is covered by skin and pubic hairs. So the mons pubis is the cushion-like portion which is visible externally. It is covered by skin and covered by hairs. Then the labia majora is a lip-like structure. That means the mons pubis comes down. The mons pubis comes down and cover or close the vagina like 2 lips or structures appearing like lips. So they are called labia majora. Labia means lips, majora means beak. So the mons pubis comes down and close or surrounds the vagina by 2 lip-like structures. They are the labia majora. And below the labia majora, there is one more fold of skin which is small in size. It is the labia minora. Labia means lips, minora means small. So below the labia majora, we can see the labia minora. And what is hymen? See, this is the cervix and this is the vagina and this is the uterus. So in the previous episode, we had seen the structure of the uterus, etc. So this is the vagina, and the vagina is partially closed by a membrane. The vagina is partially closed by a membrane. This membrane is called hymen. So what is hymen? Hymen is the membrane that covers the vagina partially, and this will be torn or broken away. This will be removed during the first coitus. Coitus means sexual intercourse. So during the first coitus, the hymen will be removed. This will be removed automatically if the girl is engaged in athletic activities, in sports activities, in swimming, cycling, etc. If the girl is engaged in these activities, the hymen will be broken automatically. So the absence of this hymen, so we cannot be treated as a symbol of or a sign of having sexual experience. So the hymen, what is hymen? Hymen is the membrane that covers the vagina partially, and it is normally removed by the first coitus. But this can be removed by a jolt, a fall, by cycling, swimming, engaging in athletic activities, etc. This hymen will be removed automatically. So the absence or presence of hymen cannot be treated as a symbol of virginity. The absence or presence of this hymen cannot be treated as a symbol of virginity, because in some women, even after coitus, this hymen remains, will not be removed. That also happens. So we can say that the presence or absence of hymen cannot be considered as a proof for virginity. Then clitoris. What is clitoris? The point where the labia minora joins. There is a small finger-like muscular projection. It is called the clitoris. So, what is clitoris? There is a very small finger-like muscular projection at the point where the labia minora joins. It is called clitoris. So, the external genitalia has the following parts: mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. Now, we will see the mammary glands. The mammary glands. The mammary glands are seen in mammals and they are seen in pairs. And in human beings, we have one pair of mammary glands, and each mammary gland has got 15 to 20 compartments. They are called mammary lobules. Mammary lobules. So the mammary gland has got, each mammary gland has got 15 to 20 mammary lobules, or we can say compartments. And in each compartment, suppose this is the mammary lobule, and each mammary lobule has got thousands of small cavities. Each mammary lobule has got thousands of small cavities called alveoli. So they are called mammary alveoli and mammary alveoli. And this mammary alveoli secretes milk. It is the mammary alveoli that secrete and stores the milk. And the mammary alveoli leads into minute tubes called mammary tubules. Mammary tubules. And many mammary tubules joins together and becomes still bigger tubes. They are the mammary ducts. Mammary duct. Many mammary ducts join together and becomes a swollen part called mammary ampulla. Mammary ampulla. So these are the mammary ampulla. So mammary lobules, then each lobule has got thousands of small cavities called mammary alveoli. The mammary alveoli produces milk and stores it, and each mammary alveoli leads into a very small tube called mammary tubules. So these are the mammary tubules. Many mammary tubules joins to form mammary duct, and many mammary ducts join together to form mammary ampulla. And the mammary ampulla joins with lactiferous ducts. Lactiferous duct. And there will be lactiferous ducts, and there will be 10 to 15 lactiferous ducts. And all these lactiferous ducts joined together are project outwards, and that we call as the nipple. So this is about the structure of the mammary gland. So the mammary glands are seen in pairs. They produce a secretion called milk. It is a rich food, and the mammary gland has, each mammary gland has got the following parts. The mammary lobules. Each mammary gland has got 15 to 20 mammary lobules, and each mammary lobule is having each mammary lobule is having thousands of small cavities in it. That is the mammary alveoli, and it is the mammary alveoli that produce the milk and stores it. The mammary alveoli leads into minute tubes called mammary tubules, and many mammary tubules joins to form a still bigger duct called a mammary duct, and many mammary ducts join to form a swollen tube called a mammary ampulla, and the mammary ampulla opens into lactiferous ducts, and the lactiferous ducts are concentrated at a particular point. It is projected out. It is called the nipple. So this is the structure of the mammary glands, and the mammary glands has got nothing to do with reproduction, but it is very important because it takes care of the baby. So for the care of the baby, mammary glands plays a very important role, because for the first 6 to 7 months, mother's milk is the only food for the baby. So there may be a question like this: what is the flow chart of the flow of milk in the mammary glands? What is it? The mammary alveoli to mammary tubules to mammary ducts to mammary ampulla, then mammary ampulla to lactiferous ducts. So what is the flow chart of the flow of milk? Mammary alveoli, mammary tubules, mammary ducts, mammary ampulla, and lactiferous ducts. It is the flow chart of the flow of milk. So with this we have concluded or completed the female reproductive system. Thank you.